I'd love to know your take on that, and if that's something that we should start talking about as a nation to start beating soccer teams, because I feel like this way we're doing it now where we outpossess teams, 60% of the time we have the ball, but we're losing games 3-0. Right. So it just goes to show you that we're in this weird spot where, should we keep going this path or should we go a different one?
Yeah. Okay. So a lot to unpack there, but these are the conversations that we're having right now. This is a good thing because I think it indicates progress. I think it indicates education and understanding, and ultimately, like we were talking about, whether it's with the show or with the game, you want to grow and you want to evolve. And by no means, what I'm about to say, am I suggesting that we regress. But as we evolve and as we move forward, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And some of the attributes that you are talking about and extolling, I think that in our zest to become better at the game, and oftentimes that's even subjective, possess the ball more. Okay, fine, but that doesn't always equate to being successful. But in our zest to do that, we may have thrown some of the baby out with the bathwater. And I think that there's a whole segment of the fan base out there that laments that fact and kind of longs for some of that. And we've seen glimpses of it over the years. But it doesn't mean that we can't possess the ball. It doesn't mean that we not only want to, but need to get better. But it ultimately has to translate into wins. The problem is, and I think I've talked about this with you before on the show, is that a nation our size and with our diversity that I know we talk about a lot in terms of a lot of our strength and power and greatness, if you will, does come from that, means that we have this diversity of thought. When I was growing up in Michigan, the way that we played soccer was a certain way, and it was reflective of the culture and the geography and the people that were coaching us and the fields and the weather and all these different things went into making that style. But, I went to school out in New Jersey at Rutgers, and I was plopped into a completely different environment that thought and played the game in a different way. And I had to adjust to that situation. So my point is that dictating this is how we're going to play, in doing so, becomes exclusionary. And I know that's a dirty word, but it also might be the most direct way to getting results.